Bombshell. New bid submitted. For who and to whom? Liverpool US tour might be in some years and now. Why? With Robertson gone, who is our next vice captain? Stay with me. Let me take you through all the Liverpool news roundup. Let's get in. Number one is clear. It's about Bakula. According to Indicator sources, have known me by now. I like quoting Indicator a lot because this is a person that gives us the granular details of how transfer windows are actually unfolding, not just the final details. So it's you get to know what's going on. According to Indicator sources, exclusive. Our sources stated that Liverpool are in club-to-club talks with PSG regarding Bradley Bakula. Like seriously, as of yesterday, he dropped an update also to say that he said a bid has been submitted because he said his Liverpool sources are very trusted. And to be factual, right? A lot of the news he drops about Liverpool are almost on point. You understand? So that is why I don't doubt Indicator a lot, especially when it comes to Liverpool news, right? He was one of the first people to call out Isak deal to Liverpool. He called it out around January and then it happened in the middle of the year. So that's why Indicator is a goat when it comes to transfer sources. You can also follow him, guys. And he said, we understand an opening bid has been submitted. Yeah, an opening bid has been submitted. And the opening bid, according to the news we've been hearing around, what is the opening bid? What is the value? Currently PSG are saying Bakula is off limit, and then the value, the fee of the transfer is valued to almost around 150 million euros, right? That is the way PSG has priced their assets, Bakula, in which at the end of the day they are still saying that is off limit, and Liverpool is still circling around to see if any deal could be done at the right fee, at the right amount, not just one exorbitant fee, but at the right amount that will not put pressure on the player to perform. No bid from Arsenal yet. Yeah, Arsenal are also in talks with, we've also been hearing that Arsenal are also interested in Bradley Bakula. And we know that Arsenal currently just got a player called Zolis. Yeah, that's the name. And they've sold out Trossard, Leandro Trossard. And now they brought in Zolis, and they're also interested in Bakula. But let's see how it ends. But then it doesn't look like PSG wants to let Bakula go. But with the right fee, they will be more than willing to part ways with him. But then Liverpool are not. I'm not sure Liverpool is willing to pay 100 million on Bakula. I personally would love Liverpool to pay 100 million on Bakula over Yan Diamonde, who is seriously overpriced. Yan Diamonde is not better than Bakula. We saw when he came on against England yesterday. We saw the way he quickly improved the French national team, and look at the burst of pace. That's the kind of team Liverpool needs on the wing, on the flanks. People that can take the ball to the opponent in a flash. And that is all about Bakula as of now. Hopefully something can get done. Robertson gone, who is our next vice captain? According to, as we all know, Robertson was the vice captain before he left for Tottenham Hotspur. It sounds weird to be mentioning Robertson and Tottenham Hotspur. I didn't want him to go to Tottenham Hotspur, but then what can you do? So as now that Robertson has left Liverpool for Tottenham Hotspur, the vice captain role is actually open. If we were to look at hierarchy, right, in terms of players who have spent the most time in a particular club, obviously we all know it should be going to Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is the longest serving Liverpool player as of now, right? Because he's been there since the time of Brendan Rodgers, right? He was bought. He spent almost over 10 years in Liverpool as of now. But then he's not a player who's just more or less like a squad player, right? A rotational squad player. Even Curtis Jones should be the next in line also, because he's also been there for a very, very long time. But now that the both of them, when it comes to performance, they are not even close to Szoboszlai, right? That is why Szoboszlai is the next big candidate for the vice captain role. And he himself is said that when he was doing his interview with Liverpool FC TV, where after he signed the new contract, and then when he was questioned about what about the vice captain role, if he's been selected, and he said, and I quote, that if it is me, I am ready to do it. That is, he's more than willing to take up the role of the vice captain. And currently he's even more than he's been doing quite a lot. He did quite a lot for Liverpool last season. In fact, he was our best performer for the season. It's a standout performer for the season. Nobody came close to Szoboszlai last season. Everybody were just playing rubbish. But then Szoboszlai he was a standout player all through last season, and that's why he himself has said that if he's given the vice captain role, he's more than willing to step into the role. And we all know that he is not even looking at the vice captain, he's looking at the captain armband itself, right? And as we all know, Van Dijk himself has just 1 year or two left on his contract. And then when Van Dijk finally leaves Liverpool, obviously he's looking towards getting the captainship armband. And then the captainship armband will be coming back to number 8, with the previous holder was Steven Gerrard, the best, the greatest Liverpool player of all time, as rated by fans and the club, based on the rating that was released during this World Cup. So I can't wait for this season to start. Let's see how this season unveils. And I believe Zubuzla is going to be a very, very vital and pivotal. His contract is going to run from now to 2031. That's about 5 years from now. A 5 years contract, which means by then he's going to be about 31 or 32. He's going to be in the current age range with Van Dijk and the like. So let's wait and see how this actually pans out. I know, we all know for sure that all things being equal, there's a probability that Zubuzla is the next Liverpool captain. But then let's wait and see how injury news. Like now, the season is almost starting, right? And then this is the time we need to start knowing the players that are fit and the players that are unfit, because it's just like a month or two before the Premier League resumes, and then some players are still out injured, while some players are actually coming back from injury. Currently now, based feedback that the coach gave, he said that some of the players like Conor Bradley and Jaden Dance are back in training, although not full training per se, because if you look at the training clip that was released, Conor Bradley is yet to resume the full training, but then he's stepping up gradually, and his rehabilitation is very fast. Obviously, there's high probability that he's going to also uh, start the season. Obviously, he might just join the team late towards the end of the preseason, but then he's going to be more than ready to start the season. In fact, I can't wait for him to start, because Frimpong last season was injury actually dampened his performance a lot last season. He was so unreliable last season. In fact, all the players who could play the right back for Liverpool, all of them were all injured. Conor Bradley injured, Frimpong injured in and out of the season, Gomez in and out of the season. Endo, who they actually deploy on that wing under Jurgen Klopp, was also injured. So at some point, I just felt like Liverpool needed to buy new players for the right back. But then let's wait and see. It's a good news that Conor Bradley is coming back. Based on what we've seen with Conor Bradley and Frimpong, I think I would still prefer Bradley to be the first 11 over Frimpong. Frimpong can always come into, when opposition teams are tired. And because Liverpool is playing a lot of counter attacking football, that's what I believe. I think this is where Frimpong is going to really play. The Liverpool US tour, right? The Liverpool US tour is almost in disruption, based on the news we saw that, according to the Liverpool preseason tour, might be in danger in terms of, based on the news we've seen here, Liverpool flying into unhealthy air from large wildfires. Training should go ahead. The Chicago wildfire that actually happened. So the air itself is still contaminated and then unpurified. And we know that if you're flying by air, there's always um when the sky is not that clear, it poses a challenge to pilots, right? So that's one of the reasons why they feel that, okay, this might actually, it's a risk, not necessarily that is going to really disturb the preseason or the Liverpool travel to Chicago and the likes, but it's a risk that they have to evaluate if the Liverpool team are willing to take or not. But then with all indications, there is a probability that Liverpool team would definitely have to go on with the preseason. It's going to start on July 25th with Sunderland in Nashville on Saturday. Before that, they would head to Chicago, where they will be primarily based. And that is all our Liverpool news roundup for today. Join us for next time. My name is This is Anfield Pulse. Please like and subscribe for more.